hear on the intercom in the booth is boom, ah, 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 ah. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this shit feels like it happened yesterday.
You give me a vibe and a feeling like one I won't ever see again. This music, like I said, she won't heal it. Like one I won't ever see again. We blow the smoke.
Hello, my queens and kings. It's your girl Maroon Nikki back again, time and time again with another video. Yeah. All right, y'all. So you already know we're back with another story time, and we're back with our present story time. We back. And you already know. Okay, because I don't feel like washing dishes. I got that drink in my cup because I'm not drinking any type of flavored or colored liquid if it ain't Sprite. I hope y'all got y'all drink in hand, wine in hand, whatever y'all got in hand. And I hope you laid up in a nice, comfortable position because prepare to be thoroughly entertained, as always. So cheers. All right. Got me charged up. Okay, y'all. So my loyal rolls, y'all already know what I need y'all to do. Y'all already know the vibe. Y'all know what time it is. Go ahead and push that like button. Share this video with your friends. Do all that. You already know what you need to do. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Go ahead and like this video. Push the subscribe button and push the post notification bell so you can receive a notification of my post when I post, baby. Because I know the loyal royals already know. Everybody already knows but you that you'll love it here, okay? Yeah, if you didn't know, now you know. Like I said, this is a prison story time. If you're new to this whole segment where I talk about my experiences as a female corrections officer working in a male and female facility, go ahead and check out the playlist that I will post above. Make sure you caught up because you're very late. Quite a few episodes late, okay? Get on board. You'll love it. But anyway, let me get into the story time because you know what I like to do, and that's what? Waste time. So you know I gotta give you the background and give you the rundown so you can understand why I felt the way I felt in a moment. As you already know, a lot of my stories that I have told you already happened while I was in my probationary period. We know this. Around this time, I had just graduated the academy and I finished all of my training and I was working the building on my own. Now, when I originally was assigned, this is not the woman captain that I told you about. This was a completely different captain. He was like, I think I'm gonna put you in this building. When he told me the building he was gonna put me in, it had already been told to us that that was one of the worst buildings to be assigned to. I knew it. People were already talking about it because I could hear it over the radio. There was a fight every other day going on in that damn building. It was really gritty and grimy in there. Why are you putting me in this building? So y'all, when he told me he was putting me in that building, I was mad as hell. I'm like, oh nah, I cannot. Cause like, honestly, it's not giving, but I'm not gonna sit here and tell him I can't do it. So I was like, okay, you wanna put me in the worst building? Go ahead and put me in the worst building and I'm gonna just see what the fuck I could do. But on the low, I was mad nervous. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was nervous as fuck. When I got into the building, like I always do, I don't talk. I'm sitting here observing my partner, I'm observing the guys in the building. I'm literally not saying too much because I don't understand how this shit works quite yet. I'm new to the paperwork. I'm new to doing everything on my own. So I'm sitting here like, damn, I don't know if I could do this. So a couple weeks go by and I get the hang of the paperwork and I get a feel for my building. So in that building, a lot of the guys were polite. They were trying to get a feel for how I was as a person, but once they kind of got a feel for how I was, they kind of wasn't doing too much. There was one particular guy, and I'm gonna call him Romeo because honestly, that's what the fuck he thought he was. He used to see me and I just knew something was wrong because every time he would talk to me, he'd be extra friendly. Or like if I would walk past, he would jump up out his sleep if he smelled me. Cause yo, people could smell me coming because I was one of the very few up in there that bathed. So I actually smell like I use soap on my body and I use good smelling lotion. He would follow me around. He would try to catch me when I'm in the foyer, like, and try to talk to me one-on-one. And at first I used to just tell him like, look, you got to go back. You got to go do this. You got to go do something with yourself. But then I started realizing that he wasn't getting the message because every 5 seconds is, oh, hey, how you doing? How you doing? So I said to myself, nah, I can't be too nice to this motherfucker right here because clearly he's not getting the memo that he needs to stop. But I started to realize that this man is sipping on a drink called delusion. He's convincing himself somewhere in his mind that I'm his girl and I belong to him. I don't know who told him that. I don't know who told him that that's how that shit go, but baby, you are sadly mistaken. I don't know what it is with these officers and these inmates. They one and the motherfucking same to me, okay? Because for real, some of these officers are legitly locked up in the mind. I don't know what it is with them that just because you have a pussy and a pulse, you belong to them. And that's not the case. Bitch, that will never be the case. I don't even like you. As a female officer, you cannot have shit like this going on. Absolutely not. There is no way that this shit won't be a bad look. There is no way. Not only will it look bad on the camera, but it will look bad to the officers, and it will definitely look bad to the other inmates because, baby, officers and inmates alike, they gossip. And they gossip between each other. And when they gossip between each other, they take that shit all the way up to HR. Next thing you know, there's an investigation on your ass. Trust me. And this man here, chasing me around, trying to smile in my face and being extra friendly and finding ways to get next to me is a big problem. In his mind, he think that me and him dead. So I'm just like, nah, this is not gonna work like that. I'm gonna have to start being stern. I gotta dig deep, and I gotta pull the jersey out of me. I gotta really start roughing his ass up because it's like, what's the problem? Like, why you keep following me? Now, I also did this because I had to protect myself. They have a term that they use, CYA, cover your ass. I literally had to do that. So if it took me embarrassing him in front of other inmates, then I'm going to do that. And if it took me ignoring him and moving away from him as much as I could, I was going to do that. And if it took me threatening to write him up, I was going to have to do that. And bitch, that's what the fuck I did. Now, this particular day, I think I was just so fed up with Romeo. Like, I was just so fed up with him because I felt like at this point I was talking to a brick wall. I told him, like, I'm about to go write you up. Like, I don't know how many times I gotta tell you this shit. Like, this is ridiculous. I don't write charges. I've said this before. I really refrain from writing charges because I feel like I can talk to you one-on-one and we could just get this shit resolved. But for some reason, when it came to Romeo, bitch, no meant yes. No matter how many no's, no matter how long, no matter how strong, he would just keep coming. So I had told him, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write you the fuck up because you pissing me off. Why the fuck? Go back to your bed. Like, I was getting to that point where I was really violating in front of other people. Like I said, in his mind, he felt like he owed me. And I don't know what it is because, bitch, I never wanted you. And I would never, ever jeopardize my job and all that I got going for myself to fuck with you. Like, are you dumb? Like, yo, don't play with me. Like, one thing I don't play by my paper. Please don't play with my money. Don't play with my opportunities. Don't play with me, period. I don't play like that. I've always said this time and time again. Every single story time about the prison, I keep telling y'all I don't play like that. But for some reason, these people really are convincing themselves that I do. I don't know what the fuck. I was being rough to him. When I say rude, he couldn't take it. After I had my little encounter with Romeo and I had told him, like, I'm gonna write you up, leave me the fuck alone, like, da-da-da-da, and I walked off, I left out of that side of the building to go into the booth with my partner. The officer that was in the booth that was working with me at the time was Rob, y'all. Ever since that gas chamber experience, Rob and I were close as all the fuck. I felt like we was brother and sister in arms. I don't know what it was in that gas that created a best friend for me, but I was not mad at it. One thing I really loved about working with Rob is that his views aligned with mine. That's very hard to find in a partner when you're working corrections because a lot of people have ulterior motives or they have their own shit going on or they're mad emotional and they come up with their own assumption and shit. And a lot of the officers that I was dealing with lacked real world experience when it came to dealing with different walks of life. But Rob and I had similar views. He understood that I wasn't the type of person that wanted to write charges. So when I went into the building to do the switch and I told him what was going on, he was hearing me out. Now in the booth, there's an intercom where you can not only talk through, but you can also hear things through. So it's a two-way intercom. Rob had the intercom on for that side of the building because that's where I was before I came over. Because when you're monitoring, you have to be able to have your eyes and ears wherever your floor officer is at. As I'm talking to him, I'm telling him like, yo, Rob, Romeo's getting on my motherfucking nerves. I'm about to write him a charge later on today because this shit is getting out of hand. It's getting out of pocket. He's like, what happened? And we just talking it out. As we talking it out, all we hear on the intercom in the booth is boom, ah, 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 ah. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this shit feels like it happened yesterday. Rob and I hear this loud ass boom and somebody is screaming. We look over to the right. If you seen my story time about that guy that showed me his little limp shrimp lifesaver, you know how the bathroom is set up. The curtain is closed. We can't see behind the curtain, but all you can see at the bottom of the curtain is 2 legs standing over somebody and 2 legs in between just fluttering. And the person that's fluttering their legs is in the corner on the ground. Rob and I are looking like, what the fuck? As soon as somebody noticed that we heard and saw that shit, everybody scattered out. It was mad people in the bathroom. Everybody scattered out. Now, Rob is kind of like, oh, shit, because when it came to the fights, Rob used to always spring into action. Like, whenever I worked with Rob, I never had to break up no fight. I'll tell you that much. I never had to break up no fight as long as he and I were working together. Rob jumped up. He was like, give me the keys, give me the keys. And he was trying to hurry up and get out there. As he's trying to get out there to see what's going on, by then, everybody had dispersed. I was trying to push the buttons to let him through all the doors. It was just so much shit going on. Rob is sitting here trying to find out who the fuck was fighting, because I'm like, nah, it was way too many heads and way too many people looking out for us to even figure out who were the 2 people fighting. Like, we couldn't even tell because all we was going off of was 2 pairs of legs. So Rob is out here doing his walk around trying to figure out what the fuck happened. But I'm just sitting here like, nah, like, honestly, I think I need to call this in because I need to cover my ass, because if this was really a fight, then I need to make sure that I call this shit in. I do not want to get caught up in nothing. But y'all, I didn't know how to explain it because I didn't know what happened. I don't know if he fell or I don't know if he fought. But I was just like, nah, something ain't right. But if you've ever been in like a bathroom fight, or if you've ever witnessed a bathroom fight or any secret fight or any fight, you know how that shit looks when officers pull up. It don't gotta be COs, with just officers. You know how people start scattering, bro. So I'm like, nah, I think I need to call this in. I said, building so-and-so to all available units. I think there was a fight in my building, but I'm not sure. They was like, repeat. I was like, I think there was a fight. They're like, which building are you in? I told them about building, y'all. People came, people started running to the building, and they was mobbed up in the building. And they was trying to figure out what was going on because it was like, yo, what happened? I said, oh, nah. I do not need to be in this situation because honestly, I didn't want to do paperwork and now I have to do paperwork for real. Because why the fuck did they want to start doing whatever the fuck they was doing? I don't know what's going on and I can't explain it on the paperwork properly because I don't even know what the hell just happened. So my captain hears this and he's on it. He's on it. He's running the cameras back, everything. All I know is this. Shortly after, the officers came in and snatched Romeo's ass up. And they snatched another guy up that was in the building. He was hiding when Rob was doing his round. His face was fucked up. His whole face was red. When I seen that, yo, I was low-key happy as hell that they were snatching him up. I didn't even know what really happened, but I was happy as hell that they snatched his ass up because it was ridiculous. They snatched them both up for fighting, but the guy that was fighting, Romeo, got sent to the hole, and this guy came back to the building. I was so happy. Y'all don't even understand. I was so happy because it was getting to the point now where I was so scared that they was going to launch an investigation on me because he was crossing that many lines. Even though I was going to write him up that day, I felt like that shit wasn't even going to stop him. Like, I felt like that was just going to get him amped up. He was not trying to respect any rules, respect me or the fact that I'm in uniform, nothing. After that, my shift went so well. Everything was going fine. I'm sitting there happy. La, la, la. I'm in a good mood because I don't have to worry about this man. Everybody else is respecting me. Everybody else is understanding that I'm a motherfucking officer and you cannot act certain ways around me. Like, I wasn't having no problems for real. So when the guy returned back to the building and I was doing my rounds and I saw him, I was like, oh, you back? And he was like, yeah, I came back. And I was like, you good? And he was like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm straight. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I was about to keep walking. He was like, you know why we fought, right? And I'm like, no, why y'all fight? He's like, over you. I was like, over me? He was like, yeah, I saw how he was treating you. And I told him to leave you alone because you're never going to want him. He started talking crazy out his mouth and we fought. And I was just like, why? Like, now at first I was thinking maybe he might be lying in hopes to try to get some cool points with me because I was just like, are you Romeo number 2? Like, I'm not in the mood. When he said that to me, I was like, you wasn't fighting over me, nigga. Like, in my mind, I'm sitting there like, boy, shut the fuck up. You wasn't fighting over me for real. Cut it out. So I was like, oh, okay, all right. And I just kept walking. Like, I just paid it no mind because I'm thinking he might be lying. I'm thinking like, what the fuck? Like, why would you really fight? But I mean, I'm not mad. I respect it because it's like, yo, he was really a problem for me. So part of me kind of believed it, but for the most part, I didn't believe a word coming out of his mouth. But a little part of me was like, maybe he's telling the truth. Because like, what the fuck caused that fight? It happened so quickly after that situation happened. At the end of that shift, when I tell you, I seen the footage of that motherfucking fight, Romeo got rocked, okay? Romeo got rocked. He got knocked clean into the sink, bow, dropped to the ground, and he started punching on Romeo's scalp, getting cracked on the ground, and his legs was fluttering like we saw. So I'm sitting here like, you know what? That's what you get. I know I'm not supposed to promote violence, but that's what he get. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. They knocked your ass clean out. You got knocked down, out your ankles, out your shoes, on the ground, laid down. It was bad for you. It was. But chin up, chin. Well, I can't even say champ because you was a loser. I don't know what to tell you. When they finally released Romeo back into Gen Pop and they assigned him to a different building, I ended up getting assigned to that building to cover it because one of the officers called out. Oh my God. As soon as he saw me, his eyes lit up, bitch. His black and white world all of a sudden had color the moment he looked at me. He was excited as hell. He came running over to me and I was like, oh, hell no. I'm not about to deal with this motherfucker today. I really don't have time for this shit. So he was like, hey. I was like, what do you want? He was like, I haven't seen you in so long. I'm like, I know. I'm glad. He was just like, why? And I'm like, because I don't want to see you. Like, I don't know what, how many times I gotta break it to you, bitch? I don't care about you. So he was like, you the reason I even got put in there in the first place. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He was like, I got in a fight over you. I was like, oh no. He was like, he was talking shit to me. So I had to, I said, you know what? Save your story. In my mind, I wanted to sit here and tell him to his face, I'm so glad you got your ass beat. I'm so glad Bam Bam started punching on your face. Now I just want to dap old boy up. Because I really believe now that he was fighting you because you was annoying him for how you was acting towards me. Let me be real with y'all. There are some guys in here that be like, yo, that's a woman, just chill, like you doing too much. Like they will get like that, especially if they respect you. Nobody's gonna sit here and keep playing with you like that. I felt like it was a matter of time before that shit was gonna happen. Like now, as I'm experienced, it was a matter of time before that shit was gonna happen. Because he was doing way too much. Like, this is how it goes. A lot of them will look out for you as long as you're consistent with who you are as a person. Like, I was very consistent with who I am as a person. I'm super nice. Just don't piss me the fuck off. And that's how it's gonna be. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, as long as you're nice to them. No. As long as you're consistent with who you are as a person, they will look out for you. Somebody will take it upon themselves to be like, all right, let me just, you know, in little ways, of course. So, I guess somebody ran in and took care of the problem, but it's still crazy. Y'all, it was one of them situations where I don't want to sit there and be like, you had to be there, but you had to be there. Only Rob and I can really sit here and say that we understand how that shit played out and how that shit looked from the booth. Like, it really did look crazy. But yeah, they ended up fighting over me and it was weird. And I know you're probably wondering what happened to Romeo. Romeo was still obsessing over me, but he couldn't do too much because I was all the way on the other side of the boulevard and he couldn't make his way over there without it raising a red flag. And then he ended up getting transferred out to another facility. Thank God. Inmate wise, he was one of my biggest problems. It was like nothing could stop him. Like nothing could stop him. When it came to him and this one other guy, y'all, I have to make sure I'm in the right headspace to tell y'all about that other guy because I thought that Romeo was bad until I met this one. This one was sick. Like, he wasn't all the way together. Definitely many screws loose. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this story time up. My queens and kings, don't forget to like this video. And if you haven't already, subscribe and push the post notification bell so you can receive a notification of my post when I post. Don't forget to follow me on my socials. Have fun with it. Go check out my pictures. Go check out my tweets. Go check out all that good shit. My loyal royals, y'all already know what I want you to do. And that's what? Stay blessed and stay royal. And I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.